Make your mark. Make the future. KPMG. Make the difference.
Celia Flores' very capture alongside her husband suggests she too was more high-value target than political spouse. According to the US Justice Department, she was a major player in Nicolas Maduro's crimes. For Venezuelans, she's long been a political player too.
Pueblo de Estados Unidos, yo le digo.
She was a constant, some say guiding presence, on New Year's Eve watching on from the back seat as, in an interview, Maduro offered concessions to Washington on drugs and oil. Before that, joining him in public demonstrations of defiance as the US ramped up the pressure. And in Maduro's propaganda cartoon series, whereas Nicolas and Celia, they helped the needy, their alter egos, Super Mustache and Silita, both had superpowers. And in Maduro's propaganda cartoon series, whereas Nicolas and Celia, they helped the needy, their alter egos, Super Mustache and Silita, both had superpowers. Deployed, fighting off incarnations of capitalism, extremism or imperialism, usually emanating from a blonde-haired villain in the White House. Deployed, fighting off incarnations of capitalism, extremism or imperialism, usually emanating from a blonde-haired villain in the White House.
She really was truly inseparable from her husband. They were always together. It really was a power couple. And so quite frankly, for the Trump administration that really wanted to demonstrate that it was trying to make some sort of clean break with Nicolas Maduro after Donald Trump, at least in the latter years of the escalation, the latter months rather of the escalation, was saying that Nicolas Maduro had to go. Quite frankly, that did imply his wife.
Celia Flores' path into politics began in the early 1990s, a lawyer working to free Hugo Chavez after his failed coup attempt. In 2000, a year after he gained power, she was elected to the National Assembly, an institution she'd go on to lead. Committed to Chavez's brand of socialism, she was appointed his Attorney General in 2012. And the next year, as Maduro took power after Chavez's death, they married after a long relationship whose beginnings they recalled on episode 1 of the Maduro podcast.
In the struggle for Chavez's release, we took to the streets. I remember that a young man asked to speak, and he spoke, and I just stared at him. For Chavez's release, we took to the streets. I remember that a young man asked to speak, and he spoke, and I just stared at him. And I thought, how intelligent.
For some, such dutiful deference went against the avowedly progressive principles of Bolivarian politics, as well as her revolutionary title, not First Lady, but First Combatant. This week's US indictment accuses her of receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars in a conspiracy to bribe Venezuela's then chief anti-drug official in 2007. Her own nephews, arrested in a US drug enforcement sting in 2015, allegedly said some of the proceeds of an 800-kilogram cocaine deal were destined for her political campaign. In 2018,